All right, guys, we're getting all set for our balance bikers out there. I see them making their way out there. Okay. All right, we got our balance bikers out there. You guys ready? All right, on your mark, get set, go. Oh, they're taking off. We got Ryder Corbett, we got Weston Lavassier, and Eloise Walker. They're headed down the first straight toward that first turn. 3 riders making their way around. Heading into the first turn, we'll pick them up as they come down the last straight. I believe that's Corbett, the 966 of Ryder Corbett on the top spot. We got Eloise Walker, the 756, and the 704 bike of Weston Lavassier. Coming down the last straight, headed for the finish line. Balance bikers taking it down the straights. Oh yeah, round 1. Coming across the finish line. We run all 3 rounds of balance bike. We all know how it is. We can't control our 15-year-old BMXers, let alone our 3-year-olds. Landon, he's a handful too. I see him out there. All right, we're lining them back up. All right, guys, you ready for round 2? On your mark, get set, go. Oh, they're taking off. Here they go down the first straight. 3-year-old balance bikers on track. We got Ryder Corbett, Weston Lavassier, and Eloise Walker headed into the first turn. Coming back at me on the last straight. We got Ryder Corbett on the top spot, bringing it down the last straight. We got Ellie Walker and Weston. Both riders coming down the last straight. Believe this is Weston's first ever balance bike race. He's out there getting it done. Here they come into the finish. Oh yeah. We'll line them back up for main events. So if you're signed up to race, you better head on over to staging. All right, we got them lined up over there. 3-year-old balance bikers, main event time. On your mark, get set, go. Oh, they're taking off. Down the first straight they go. Oh yeah, racing hard. We got Ryder Corbett, Weston Lavassier, and Eloise Walker headed down the first straight into the first turn. They're going to bring it back around. Here they come down the last straight. Looks like the 966 Corbett showing the way. Looks like the 704 of Lavassier on the 2, and the 756 of Walker. Coming down the last straight. Let's give our balance bikers a hand. Putting on a show. Kicking things off for us. lost you here. I thought we'd be on it without having Josh up here, but here we are. All right, guys, here we go. Moto number 2 on the track. 21 to 30 cruisers headed down the first straight. We got Ian Bonzel, Evan Bonzel, Jason Bonzel, Justin Adkins, and Adeline Ryan headed down the second straight. As we pick them up, got to be Ian Bonzel, the 17 bike, going to show the way. Total points going down. Bonzel, Evan Bonzel on the 2. I thought Ryan was going to take a peek. Ryan in there on the 3. Adkins and Bonzel coming back around to the finish. The 17 of Ian Bonzel going to take your 1. All right, guys, here we go. Five and under novice on the track. Moto number 3 taking it down the first straight. Lincoln Connor, Oliver Kingan, Beckett Mills, Boone Williams, and Rocky Corbett. Down the second straight they go. We're picking them up. They're going 3 wide on the second straight, but I believe that's Corbett, the 376 bike. In and out of the second turn. Corbett on the top spot. Kingan, the 482, in there on the 2. Racers headed through the rhythm section, making their way around. Coming down the last straight, we got Corbett coming back around for your 1. We got Kingan on the 2, the 482 bike, coming back at me. Believe that's the 475 of Beckett Mills. Oh yeah, the 982 bike of Lincoln Connor. And the 817 of Boone Williams. Coming back around. 5 and under novice on the track. All right, guys, you ready? All right, here we go. Moto number 4 on the track, 7-year-old novice class headed down the first straight. We've got Aiden Eaton, Rush Williams, and Daniel Blackburn headed down the first straight. We'll pick them up on the second straight as they head down the second straight. It's Eaton, Williams, and Blackburn. Looks like the 276. Oh, Blackburn going to take a peek. They're going side by side for the 1. Williams and Blackburn battling side by side. Williams got it. Blackburn trying to find a way on the inside. Eaton out there coming back around. Here they come down the last straight as we pick them up. Looks like Williams going to take your 1 with Blackburn on the 2. And the A63 of Aiden Eaton coming back around. On your 3. Oh, yeah, he's coming back through. All right, guys, here we go. Gates down. Meta number 5 on the track. 8-year-old novice class headed down the first straight. We've got Aubrey Eaton, Parker Phillips, Uriah Clarkson, Henry Elkins, and Jet Willie as they head down the second straight. Looks like Phillips on the top spot as they head in and out of the second turn. Phillips bringing it through. Looks like Clarkson and Elkins got Jet Willie in there. We're getting Aubrey back on track. Here they come down the last straight. Sparky, the 226 bike. Looks like Uriah Clarkson in there on the 2. Elkins, Willie. Riders coming back around. Looks like the A62 of Aubrey Eaton. A little trouble on the first straight. Gathering it back in. Gonna bring it back through. Meta number 6 on the track, 10-year-old novice class headed down the first straight. We've got Oliver Burkhart, Shiloh Clarkson, Chase Baker, Adele Bush, Joseph Ponsmatier, and Oliver Phillips as they head into that second turn. Believe that's Baker on the top spot, so it's Baker, Ponsmatier, Clarkson headed down the second straight into the last turn as they come back at me. The 663 of Baker getting it done. Ponsmatier holding on. The 153 of Clarkson. Is that Phillips? Burkhart and Bush coming back through. Nice race in 10-year-old novice class. Gates down, meta number 7 on the track, 11 novice class. We've got Rose Johnson, Jalen Brust, and Gideon Clarkson in and out of the first turn, headed down the second straight. It's got to be Clarkson on the top spot. So it's Clarkson, Brust, and Johnson single file into the second turn, headed for the rhythm section. Total points going down, pumping and pedaling. Here we pick him up in the last turn, coming back at me, the 152 of Clarkson. Going to take your one for round 1. We got the 839 of Jalen Brust on the 2, and the 101 bike of Rose Johnson coming back around on your 3. Meta number 8 on the track, 36-40 novice. Noel Klein, Dustin Todd, Nathan Lavasier, and Nick Swartzentruber. Nitro Nick down the second straight they go as they head for that second turn. Got to be Klein on the top spot. So it's Klein, Lavasier in there. On the 2, side by side for the 3, Nitro Nick and Dustin Todd battling down the rhythm section. We're picking them up as they come back at me on the last straight. Klein trying to hold on. Looks like Klein, Lavasier, Todd, and Swartzentruber. All right, guys, here we go. Gates down, meta number 9, 8-year-old intermediate class. We got Ryler Steele, Luke Adkins, and Landon Walker in and out of the first turn. 3 fast dudes, the intermediate class kicking off as they head down the second straight into the second turn. Got to be Adkins, the 116 bike on your top spot. Got Walker and Steele battling for the 2 as they head through the rhythm section. Into the last turn they go, coming back at me. Oh yeah, looks like Adkins, your 116 bike, gonna take your 1. They're racing hard for the 2, gonna go Walker and Steele. All right, guys, here we go. Gates down, at a number 10 on the track. 10 intermediates headed down the first straight. Griffin Todd, Monty Williams, Bella Worthington, and Celeste Van Horn. Down the second straight they go. It's got to be Griffin Todd on the top spot. Worthington on the 2, but Williams headed to the bottom. Williams going to make a move for the 2. Worthington on the 3. Van Horn in there on the 4. As they head through the rhythm section, BMX going down. Here they come back at me on the last straight. Looks like Griffin Todd, your 152 bike, on the top spot. Williams, Worthington, and Van Horn coming back through. All right, guys, here we go. Gates down, meta number 11, 13 intermediates on the track. Bentley McKee, Nolan Froliger, Kylie Klein, Maya Gay, and Ethan Schwartzentruber. Down the second straight they go. Into the second turn, it's got to be McKee on the top spot. McKee, Gay in there on the 2. Froliger, Schwartzentruber, and Klein. Single file through the section. Coming back at me on the last straight. McKee going to get it done in round 1. McKee, Gay, Froliger, Schwartzentruber, and Klein. All right, guys, here we go. Meta number 12 on the track, 17 to 20 intermediates. We got Travis Connor, Trip Schwartzentruber, and Kate Claridge. Down the second straight they go. Picking them up out of the turn. Schwartzentruber, Connor, and Claridge single file through the rhythm section. Connor, I have my doubts, but you're making it look easy, bro. Coming back at me. Schwartzentruber, Connor, and Claridge coming back through. Guys, here we go. Meta number 13 on the track, 36 to 40 intermediates. Trey Worthington, Whitney Schwartzentruber, Jeremy Titus, Paul Ryan, and Max Titus. Into the second turn they go. Oh, Ryan got the lead. Titus doing a little crossover as they head into the rhythm section. Jeremy Titus on the 3. Worthington and Schwartzentruber down the last straight. They're coming back at me. Looks like Max Titus, Ryan, Jeremy Titus, Worthington, and Whitney Schwartzentruber coming back through. Guys, here we go. Meta number 14 on the track, headed into the first turn. 11 expert, last moto of the first round. Landon Bonzel, Justin Adkins, and Luke Little headed down the second straight. It's got to be Adkins on the top spot. So we got Adkins, Bonzel, and Little single file into the second turn. Going to come through the rhythm section. It's still up for grabs. Into the last turn they go. Adkins showing the way. He's pulling double duty. Adkins coming through on the 1. They're going to go side by side for the 2. Bonzel and Little coming across the line. All right, guys, we're staging up round 2. Staging up round 2. If you've got a race, head on over to staging. We're going to get you staged up and move right through round 2, and then we'll take a short break. All right, guys, we're staging up motos. All riders through the first turn and headed down the second straight. Looks like we got Corbett, the 376 of Rocky Corbett, going to show the way. In there on your 2 is Oliver Kingan. Believe that's Beckett Mills on the 3. Boone Williams. Oh, we lost Lincoln over there down the rhythm section. Here they come. Corbett coming back around for your 1. It looks like Kingan in there for your 2. Beckett Mills, the 475 bike, on your 3. Here they come. We got Connor back up and riding. Coming back at me on the last straight. Boone Williams, the 817. He's checking out the scenery. Coming back around. And the 982 of Lincoln Connor dusting himself off and coming back around. I don't know, bro. 5. All right, guys, here we go. Meta number 2 on the track, 21 to 30 cruisers. Ian Bonzel, Evan Bonzel, Jason Bonzel, Justin Adkins, and Adeline Ryan. Down the second straight they go. Looks like the front 3 are all Bonzels. Ian going to show the way. Evan on the 2, Jason on the 3. Ryan and Adkins trying to find a way. Ryan making a charge into the last turn. Going to make a move for the 3. Here they come back at me. Going to go Ian Bonzel, Evan Bonzel, Adeline Ryan, Adkins, and Jason Bonzel. All right, guys, you ready? Here we go. Meta number 4 on the track. 7 novice taking it down the first straight. We got Aiden Eaton, Rush Williams, and Daniel Blackburn racing into the first turn. We're picking them up on the second straight. Got to be the 276 bike of Rush Williams into the second turn with Blackburn sitting in his hip pocket. Brand new rider Aiden Eaton making his way around out there on the 3 as they head through the rhythm section. Here they come. We're going to pick them up on the last straight. The 276 of Williams got it under control, looking to take round 2 with Blackburn in there on your 2. And the 863 of Eaton going to bring it through the rhythm section, making his way around. All right, guys, here we go. Oh, yeah, meta number 5 on the track, 8-year-old novice class. Aubrey Eaton, Parker Phillips, Uriah Clarkson, Henry Elkins, and Jet Willie in and out of the first turn and down the second straight. We're picking them up. It's got to be Parker Phillips on the top spot. Phillips going to show the way. I believe that's Clarkson for the 2. Elkins, Willie, and Eaton as they come out of the second turn, making their way through the rhythm section. In and out of the last turn, coming back at me. Sparky Phillips got it under control. The 226. Clarkson in there on the 2. There's a battle for the 3 as they come back to the line. Elkins, Willie, and Eaton going to round out your meta number 5. Meta number 6 on the track, 10 novice, Oliver Burkhart, Shiloh Clarkson, Chase Baker, Adele Bush, Joseph Ponsmatier, and Oliver Phillips. Down the second straight they go. I believe that's Baker on the top spot. Baker, Ponsmatier, going to make a move for the 2. Phillips in there, Clarkson in there, Burkhart, and Bush headed for the last turn. It's still up for grabs as they make their way around. Got to be Baker. Baker on the top spot. Ponsmatier coming through. Phillips, Clarkson, Burkhart, and Bush. All right, guys, here we go. Meta number 8 on the track, 36 to 40 novice. This is an entertaining one. Klein, Todd, Lavasser, and Schwartzentruber battling down the second straight, 3 wide for that 1. Klein going to come out with it. Headed into the second turn. Klein going to show the way. Lavasser going to make a move for the 1. Lavasser taking over the 1, but he's got some speed. Whoa. Headed into the last turn. Klein going to battle back. They're going side by side down the last straight, coming back to the line. Who's got the power? Who's got the pull? Coming back. Lavasser, Klein, Todd, and Nitro Nick Schwartzentruber. Meta number 9 on the track, 8-year-old intermediate class headed down the first straight. We got Ryler Steele, Luke Adkins, and Landon Walker in and out of the first turn and down the second straight. Adkins going to show the way. Got those spoke protectors. can pick him out from a million miles away. Adkins going to show the way on the 116. Walker and Steele battling for the 2 as they head down the rhythm section. Into the last turn they go. Here they come back at me. The 116. Adkins going to take your 1. Looks like Walker on your 2. And my dude Ryler Steele, the 301 bike, rounding out your podium. All right, guys, here we go. Moto number 10 on the track, 10 intermediate class. We got Griffin Todd, Monty Williams, Bella Worthington, and Celeste Van Horn. In and out of the first turn, down the second straight they go. It's got to be Griffin Todd on the top spot. So it's Todd, it's Williams, it's Worthington, it's Van Horn. Into the second turn they go, single file, headed through the rhythm section, pumping, pedaling, making their way through. Here they come, back down the last straight. The 152 of Griffin Todd going to get it done in round 2. Williams on the 2. Worthington and Van Horn coming back through. All right, guys, here we go. Moto number 11 on the track, 13 intermediates. We got Bentley McKee, Nolan Froliger, Kylie Klein, Maya Gay, and Ethan Schwartzentruber. Down the second straight they go. It's got to be McKee on the top spot. So we got McKee, Gay, Froliger, Klein, and Schwartzentruber. Single file into the rhythm section they go, making their way around. Coming back at me on the last straight. Looks like the 488 of McKee. Going to get it done. McKee, Gay, Froliger, Klein, and Schwartzentruber coming back through. Moto number 12 on the track, 17 to 20 intermediates headed down the second straight. Travis Connor, Trip Schwartzentruber, and Kate Claridge. Into the second turn they go. Claridge showing the way. Schwartzentruber trying to find a way around. Connor in there as they head through the rhythm section. Into the last turn they go. Oh, down the last straight. Claridge racing you hard, Trip. Claridge, Schwartzentruber, and Connor coming back through. Meta number 13 on the track, 36 to 40 intermediate. Oh, Jeremy Titus trying to take down the boy, Max Titus. Titus battling back. Titus, Ryan into the rhythm section they go. It's still up for grabs. I thought he had him. Into the last turn, coming back at me. Max Titus, the 24 bike, holding it down. Ryan going to slip by. Titus, Ryan, Titus, Worthington, and Schwartzentruber. All right, guys, here we go. Last moto of the second round, moto number 14, 11 experts headed down the first straight. Landon Bonzel, Justin Adkins, and Luke Little racing into the first turn. We'll pick them up as they come out of it. It's got to be Adkins on the top spot. Adkins, Little, and Bonzel single file as they head into the second turn. In and out of the turn they go for the rhythm section. Adkins trying to hold it down. Little putting some pressure on him. Bonzel picking up steam. In and out of the last turn, coming back at me on the last straight, coming back to the line. Going to go Adkins, Little, And Bonzel, 1, 2, 3. All right, guys, I got a couple of awards to hand out here today. We're moving on up. Toward the end of the year, we got people winning races and moving up. So if we can get Bentley McKee to head on up here. Bentley moving up from the novice class to the intermediate class. You want him down there? All right. Never mind. Go down toward the finish line. I just work here. I'm the pretty face. Bentley McKee moving up to the intermediate class. Got his wins. Moving on up. Looks pretty fast in the intermediate class too. And our second move up is like my fifth favorite rider. Whitney Schwartzentruber moving up to the expert class. Maybe sixth favorite. All right, let's give Whitney a round of applause. Moving on up to the expert class. All right, guys, we're going to start staging up main events before Whitney starts yelling at me. So we're staging up main events. If you're a racer, head on over there. We will get you in the gate. We are staging up main events. Staging up main events.
Jason 3, Justin 1. Yeah.
Sharp eyesight to read that one. All right, guys, we're getting our cruiser moto locked and loaded. All right, guys, you ready? Main event number 2 on the track, 21 to 30 cruisers. We got Ian Bonzel, Adam Ryan, Evan Bonzel, Justin Adkins, and Jason Bonzel. Into the second turn they go as we pick them up. Got to be Ian Bonzel showing the way. Evan on the 2, Ryan, Adkins, and Jason Bonzel. In and out of the last turn, coming down the last straight. Ian Bonzel, the 17 bike, going to take your 1. We got the 77 of Evan Bonzel on the 2, Ryan Adkins, and the 99 bike of Jason Bonzel coming back through. All right, guys, here we go. Oh, yeah, 5 and under novice, main event number 3 on the track. We got Lincoln Connor, Oliver Kingan, Beckett Mills, Boone Williams, and Rocky Corbett in and out of the first turn and headed down the second straight as we pick them up. It's got to be Corbett. Way down the last straight, Boone Williams and Lincoln Connor cranking back around. Looks like Williams and Connor rounding out your 5 and under novice main event. All right, guys, here we go. Main event number 4 on the track, 7 novice class. We've got Aiden Eaton, Daniel Blackburn, and Rush Williams racing into the first turn, headed down the second straight. Got to be Rush Williams on the top spot, but he's got Daniel Blackburn in his hip pocket. Aiden Eaton on the 3 as they head into the second turn, making their way through the rhythm section. Down the rhythm section they go. We'll pick them up as they come back around. It's got to be the 276 bike of Rush Williams, looking to take all 3 rounds. Williams on the 1, the 483 of Blackburn coming back through on the 2, and the A63 Aiden Eaton. So this dude's first ever BMX race came out today and said, give me a bike, I'll race some BMX. Nice job, Aiden, coming back around on the 3. All right, guys, here we go. Go fast, Jeff. Meta number 5 on the track. Main event number 5, 8-year-old novice class. Aubrey Eaton, Parker Phillips, Uriah Clarkson, Henry Elkins, and Jet Willie. In and out of the first turn and down the second straight they go. Got to be Phillips on the top spot. We're picking them up. Phillips, I believe that's Clarkson on the 2. Jet Willie, Elkins. 3-way battle for the 2, but Phillips is checking out. Into the last turn they go, coming back at me on the last straight. Phillips looking to take your 1. Phillips, the 154 of Clarkson. Willie, Elkins, and another first-time rider, the 862 of Aubrey Eaton. First ever BMX race coming out here making it around. All right, guys, here we go. Main event number 6 on the track, 10-year-old novice class. We got Oliver Burkhart, Shiloh Clarkson, Chase Baker, Adele Bush, Joseph Posmatier, and Oliver Phillips. Down the second straight they go into the second turn. They got heat. They're racing hard into the second turn. It's got to be Baker on the top spot. So it's Baker. It's Clarkson. Oh, no, we lost Posmatier. Down the rhythm section. We're getting him checked out. Baker coming back around. Baker, Clarkson, Phillips, Burkhart, Bush. We're getting Joseph Posmatier checked out. It's no fun to crash over there in the rhythm section. Oh, yeah, let's give Joseph a hand. He's back up and walking it off. All right, guys, here we go. Main event number 7 on the track, 11 novice headed down the first straight. We got Rose Johnson, Jalen Brust, and Gideon Clarkson. Down the second straight they go. They're racing hard. Got to be Clarkson on the top spot. So it's Clarkson, Brust, and Johnson. Single file into the second turn. In and out of the second turn and through the rhythm section. They're still single file. Clarkson trying to make it 3 for 3. Coming down the last straight. Clarkson, the 152 bike, going to bring it back through. Clarkson, Brust on your 2, the 839, and the 101 bike of Rose Johnson coming back through. All right, guys, here we go. Main event number 8 on the track, 36 to 40 novice. Noel Klein, Dustin Todd, Nathan Lavisser, and Nick Schwartzentruber. Down the second straight they go. Lavisser on the top spot with Klein, Todd, and Schwartzentruber in and out of the second turn, making their way through the rhythm section, heading back around. Down the rhythm section they go, coming back at me. First race, first place, the Ace 864 of Lavisser. Going to come across the line with Klein, Todd, and Nitro Nick Schwartzentruber, rounding out your main event number 8. All right, guys, here we go. Gates down, main event number 9, 8 intermediate class on the track. We got Ryler Steele, Luke Adkins, and Landon Walker in and out of the first turn, headed down the second straight. It's got to be Adkins, the 116 bike, on the top spot. Walker and Steele battling for the 2 in and out of the second turn. They're still racing hard, pedaling and pumping their way through the rhythm section, making their way around. Into the last turn they go, coming back at me. The 116 bike, Adkins looking to round it out with 3. Walker on the 2 and Ryler Steele right there on the 3 coming back through. All right, guys, here we go. Main event number 10 on the track, 10-year-old intermediate class. We got Griffin Todd, Monty Williams, Bella Worthington, and Celeste Van Horn in and out of the first turn, headed down the second straight. Griffin Todd going to show the way. Got Williams on the 2, Worthington and Van Horn in tow out of the second turn and through the rhythm section. Todd got it under control. Into the last turn, coming back at me. On the last straight, the 152 bike, Griffin Todd going to take your 1. Got Monty Williams on the 2, Worthington and Van Horn rounding out your moto number 10. All right, guys, here we go. Main event number 11 on the track, 13 intermediates. We got Bentley McKee, Nolan Froliger, Kylie Klein, Maya Gay, and Ethan Schwartzentruber. Down the second straight they go. It's got to be McKee on the top spot. McKee, Gay, Froliger, Klein, and Schwartzentruber. Single file into the rhythm section. Turn and burn coming out of the last turn back toward the finish line. Bentley McKee, first race as an intermediate. Going to bring it across the line. McKee, Gay, Froliger, Klein, and Schwartzentruber. All right, guys, here we go. Main event number 12 on the track, 17 to 20 intermediates. Down the second straight they go. It's Connor, Schwartzentruber, and Claridge into the second turn. Claridge got the inside, going to go to the 1, but Schwartzentruber right there trying to battle back side by side through the rhythm section. Claridge, Schwartzentruber, and Connor. Oh, Schwartzentruber going to dive. Here they come down the last straight. Claridge, Schwartzentruber, and Connor. Moto 13 on the track. Down the first straight they go. 36 to 40 intermediates. Trey Worthington, Whitney Schwartzentruber, Jeremy Titus, Paul Ryan, and Max Titus into the second turn. Oh, Ryan holding the lead. Titus going to go to the bottom, taking it over as they head through the rhythm section. Max Titus trying to hold him off. In and out of the last turn, coming back at me. Looks like Titus, Ryan, Titus, Worthington, and Schwartzentruber coming back through. Main event number 14, last main event of the day, headed down the first straight. Landon Bonzel, Justin Adkins, and Luke Little battling into the first turn. They're going 3 wide coming out of the first turn. 3 wide for the lead. Got to be Bonzel. Adkins on the outside, going to take it over. Adkins, Bonzel, and Little, but this ain't over. Headed into the rhythm section. Little going to make a move for the 2. These dudes are battling into the last turn. It's up for grabs. Coming back at me on the last straight, the 15 bike of Adkins. Adkins going to get it done. Little on the 2 and Bonzel on the 3, rounding things out. Thanks for coming out, everybody. We got gate practice on Monday. We got a race on Saturday. The state final on Sunday. Come out and tone up your bike here. Marysville on Saturday